alert. This video contains spoilers. If you are a person who minds spoilers, we suggest you read the book first, unless you don't mind spoilers. Hello, hi, welcome everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Indipile and this is my YouTube channel. This is Gifted Diamond Creations. And this segment is called the Book Club GDC. So this is where we do book reviews. And today's book review is a book by Kopano Matlwa. And the book is called Coconut. So this book review is a long time coming. I should have done this, I should have done this a very long time ago, but it got delayed because of the setting up of this YouTube channel and also the videos that had to go up before this one that went up. So I'm so happy that that's done and we get to do this. So I'm here and I'm back with another book review. Oh my goodness. So this book, I heard about this book, I think earlier on. I was still in high school when I heard about this book, like long time ago. I think more than 7 years ago when I first heard about this book. So this is the 2007 book. It's a book that caused a lot of talks when it first came, and people started reading it and conversations started happening around the book. People started doing a lot of introspection and, they shared the book and they recommended people for the book. So that's how I first heard about it. I think it was Funswam, not really narrated, but shared like a little bit of what the book's about. Then I started getting interested in it. But initially, when I first heard the title of the book, Coconut, the connotation I have with the name, it made me disinterested quite a bit because I don't know if anyone else can share the same sentiments, but the first time I heard about the term coconut, it was always used in a way to maybe belittle someone or make fun of someone, and I know what it means. Well, this is how they say that who they say it refers to when they speak about the term or when they label someone that term. So someone who is assumed to be dark on the outside, right, but white on the inside. So a person who, I guess, has no relation to their black roots or their black side. So that's who the word is usually used for. Someone like that. I don't know, I just felt like it's a bully tactic to me. I never really liked it. So I wasn't interested in the book when I heard the title because of that, because it was used to make fun of people, to belittle people, to shame people, especially younger children who unfortunately don't, at that stage in their lives, don't really have control over the environments and setups that they're in to make them that particular way. I feel like it's more of a parent's responsibility to ensure that their child, is in touch, yes, with the English side, learning how to speak English, write English, and, understanding that, obviously influenced by, being exposed to content and books and stuff that make them also exposed to the culture of English, native English speaking people. And also ensuring as a parent that you also allow your children to be exposed to their ethnic side, so their native side. Are you a closer speaking person? Get your child exposed to the language. Get your child exposed to the culture of their native language, I guess, and their roots in that sense. I think it's the parents' responsibility to do that. So when you label a child that, and then, because when I grew up, that's how it was used, to make fun of these kids. And unfortunately, it was more the older people that would do that, whether it be older kids or older parents that would make fun of these kids. And obviously when another child grows up and sees an older person doing something, they also want to mimic that. So it becomes just that thing of this child is being labeled by all these people as a particular way and shamed for something that they can't control. And it is what it is. And then you'd see that now this term is also used to someone who might speak English in a particular accent. I don't know if I'd be classified as that, but a particular accent of English, right, would be enough to give you the term, or give you the label of coconut, because you speak English a certain way. Regardless of whether you're able to maneuver between your native language, I speak isiXhosa, so regardless of whether ndiyakwazi utshintsha ndithethe isiXhosa ngapha undive futhi indlela endithetha ngayo, or not, you'd still be given the label of coconut because of that. So I just didn't like it. I didn't like the term. So the book was I was just close to the book because of the title for the longest time. And then I started hearing more about, what's actually in the book. And my heart, I guess, kind of melted a bit to the book, and I started being interested more in the book, and then I started finding out more about the book, and I actually enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this book. So I decided to pick it up this year and finally read it and finally get to know what's in it. And yeah, it was a lot of introspection. I love books that do that. A lot of introspection, a lot of seeing things from another angle, another light, and I guess an emphasis more on the importance of identity and being knowing your identity, how knowing your identity and being rooted in that at a very young age can help and save you from quite a lot. So let's dive into the book. So the themes in this book, right? The theme speaks about identity, like I said. So it's identity, race, definitely culture. Okay, so those are the three that I can think of right now. So those are the themes that I discussed in the book. Okay, so I'll speak about these three. There are many others, but these are the top three for me. So the first one, in terms of identity, right? We see that a lot, especially with the two main characters that the book centralizes on. There's Ofelwe and there is Fikile. So those are the two characters. Those are the two main characters in the book. So one, Ofelwe is, I guess, what you'd consider a coconut, in that she honestly she loves the white South African culture and vibe. I don't know if you get what I mean. So she's more in tune with that. Her friends, she has white friends. She speaks English. She does not know her Betty language. She does not care for it. And she's grown up in the, I guess, more modern South Africa, Black South African. So she's not in touch with her real side, right? She doesn't have a real side, rather. She's a child who grew up in the middle class. In middle class, her parents are middle class, so she's not used to a lot of stuff, I guess, that other Black South Africans, most Black South Africans, are accustomed to. So she comes out a bit snobbish because of that. And yeah. And then on the other hand, we have Ufikile, who is she's not foreign to hard work. She's not foreign to hard work, and but inside, she really wishes that she was like Ophelo's family, and she had it, I guess, easy the way they have it. And because it's something she aspires to and she can't have, there's a little despising that comes to her because of that, because it's something she wants and she can't really get. So gets this jealousy and envy, and so that's how she ends up relating to them the way that she does. Okay, so these are our two characters, right? Not without spoiling the book any further and going into the depth of just everything else that happens. Because of these two characters and their differences, right? We get to see how they think of one another, and then we contrast their lives and everything, and where the other one wants to be and where the other one wants to be, and so on and so forth. And we get to reflect and see ourselves even in these characters and instances and moments in these characters. What was funny to me was the relationship between Ophelia and her brother Otep. We see that Ophelia is like really she's very naive in her understanding, in how she looks at things and life. And there's a lot of stuff she doesn't know, especially when it comes to racism and stuff. And we see, unfortunately, that Tsepo, the reason why I think he's mainly the way that he is because he was exposed to a lot of these, unfortunately, harsh realities that comes to racism in South Africa. What it actually looks like, what it actually feels like, and that I think there's this idea, I'm not sure, I think it's still there, that you kind of feel like somehow you have to work to a certain point, and then you'll be kind of treated as equal in some settings, in some environments. Please don't get me wrong, there are places where that's not a thing, right? But unfortunately, there are still some environments and some, unfortunately, our other white South Africans, that the racism will never end on their end. How they see other Black people, how they relate to Black people, the racism is evidently there. So I think because Tsepo has been exposed to a lot of that, he kind of feels it's his duty to burst Ophelio's bubble. Because she's living in this bubble of how she really thinks, life is, how she relates to other white South Africans and so on, and how she believes she's perceived by, them. Tsepo is wrong in, I guess, also making it seem like it's a general thing. Everybody thinks this way. Every white South African thinks this way, and so on and so forth. But I think it's also in terms of the circumstance, the situations that he's been exposed to have led him to come to the conclusion that he's come to, and it's quite unfortunate to see. It kind of breaks your heart a little. So that's the identity theme, and then the racism thing, and then the cultural theme is, it's just emphasis mainly on just the importance of being rooted in your own culture, knowing who you are, who are you as a Ndebele person? Who are you as a Swati speaking person? Who are you as a Pedi speaking person? Who are you as a Xhosa speaking person? Outside of just the language, because we see also the importance of knowing the language, but also the importance of knowing the culture, and that was it for me. Just the importance of knowing, I'm a Xhosa speaking person. What is the history around that? Ithini imvelaphi yabaXhosa in South Africa? What is the history of Xhosa people in South Africa? Because that is a part of my identity. Is that, that is a part of my identity, that I'm a Xhosa speaking person. I am from the Eastern Cape. I am from a rural area. Originally, my family is from a rural area. I might be in a suburban area right now, in a more urban area right now, but my heritage, my roots are in a rural setting. And that is important, because even when it comes to relation and stuff like that, it kind of makes you, I guess it humbles you a little bit more, and it helps you relate to people a lot better, because you know who you are, you know where you're from. I may not have spent a lot of time there, or most of my life there, but there is a part of me that is there. So I it has helped me to relate better to people from rural areas. Not that I'm gonna understand 100% what you have gone through, your story, your roots 100%, because even rural areas are different. They're more urban near rural areas, and then they're more, rural areas. But at least there's that I guess the need to, I see you, I know, I can relate type of thing that I feel like goes on there. Yeah. So yeah, what's funny also is you see how these two characters don't really get along. Oh, Ophelia does not like Fikile. She also mentions it in the first few pages of the book. Ophelia does not like Fikile at all, and it's not even anything but the fact that Fikile treats them the way that she does. We later learn that it is because of jealousy. But what's funny to me is that both these characters are both struggling with something. Identity, the same thing. They're both struggling with identity. One thinking that there's something better than where they are. One feels that being a white South African is better than being a black South African, and that's what they aspire to, that's what they want, and they want to work so hard. She wants to work so hard to get close to that or to attain that. So that's one. The other one feels like it's better to be a middle class white South African because at least they have it better, and that's what she was working towards and she wants to attain. And both of them actually have it good where they both are. Like they have it good where they both are. And it's just a realization that we always think that there's something better than where we are. Like we always, yes, not to say there mustn't be room for improvement, but there's so much beauty in contentment with where you are, contentment with where God has placed you, contentment with who you are, the family you are born into, because we know that God is an intentional God. So the family that you are born into, the town you are born in, the place that you are currently, intentional. It's all intentional. God uses all these things to work together for our good. He uses all things, even that. So I think that's one thing that I feel like maybe made a difference in my life, and I feel like would make a difference in everybody else's life, is just knowing that you are who you are for a reason, and there's no other person out there, hey, than you. Like there's one you, and there is you because there's a purpose for you. There's something that God has placed and entrusted you inside of you with. So yeah, it was just a good reminder for me and a reflection time just about who I am, who God has called me to be, and just an appreciation of identity, of culture, that I know my language, and an interest to get to know more about my language. There's certain words that I don't know more. I could get better at my, writing in isiXhosa. I could get better in terms of understanding kwizinto ekuthiwa zinantsika zizaci namaqhalo in isiXhosa, and those are the things that I think I want to get more of, coming out of me, learn more about, and reading more about isiXhosa. So it just sparked that love. Even getting a Bible in isiXhosa, it's been something I've wanted for the longest time. So it just sparked that interest in me, man, and just a love and a contentment with who I am. And I guess also just the realization also in terms of the racism, and the experiences that people have. I think sometimes because we're not in environments where that is something that we encounter quite a lot, or maybe I don't know, maybe I'm like Ufilo, sometimes I am closed off to some of these things, but we kind of forget sometimes. And so when we read stuff like this, yes, it's a book from long ago, but from time to time you'd find that maybe there's a story here and there about, and then we're reminded again that, oh yeah, there's that elephant in the room again. So yeah, it was just a silent prayer I made whilst reading that, oh Lord, all these things, man, it's just remember that all these things are just distractions, especially to someone like me who believes in God. But these are just one of those distractions from the real enemy, which is the devil, making us think that we're each other's enemies, when the real enemy is the devil. Things like racism, honestly, things that we could really do without. But unfortunately, it is what it is. And yeah. This is a book that I think everyone should get. It's a book that I think everyone should get. I enjoyed it so much. It's easy to read, actually. It's really quick, but because I'm me, but I think I'm getting a little bit better in terms of my quick writing. But after this, there's another book that I'm going to read. It's another South African book. It's another South African author, but I'll announce that properly in our Instagram page and also in the shorts of this YouTube channel. Then after that, I will review a few books per week. These are books I've already written, so unfortunately we won't be reading together, but I'll review those books and get them out there. And then from January, I want us to come back, and resume with reading books together. So that whole way I tried to do it in the beginning, where I'd recommend a book, give you a little time to maybe get the book in the library, or if you have the book, purchase it if you're able to purchase it, and then we read together. I'll try to do that in the beginning of next year. So January we'll resume with that. Yeah. So that's it for this book review. If you have anything that you'd like to share, or maybe that I've missed, that you'd like to know, a question that you have, you can put it up on the comment section here. Please hit the like, subscribe button and put on your notification bell, and encourage me, man, to keep doing this. I really enjoy this. I really enjoy and appreciate you being here, liking and supporting and engaging. It really means a lot to me, and I'm praying that we'll grow together and we'll continue to love reading, love books, and do a lot of introspection, because a lot of the books that I read and I do here are books that call for introspection, that call for growth, that call for I guess, a new perspective. So those are the books that we do here. I am so happy that you joined me. I'm so happy that you're here. I am looking forward to the next book review that we'll be doing. So remember, the next couple of ones I'll be doing up until the end of December, it's gonna be per week. There's gonna be a book review of books that I've already read, right? And then from January onwards, we'll resume with our normal program of me recommending a book, giving you time and you reading it. But from me, Indipile, I love you. God is love, love each other, and we'll see you on the next video. Or I'll see you rather on the next video. You will see me either ways. The next video it is. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, and please share the video with someone that you think might find it really valuable. Thank you. Please do forgive my background. Hopefully I'll be able to fix it a little bit so it looks a little bit nice. Yeah. But for now, this is unfortunately, I think I'll have to cut myself up to here or something, or I don't know.